Hey, it's Ryan with QLZ, a home edition of the Green Room here for 92.7. We're talking with Brady from the Southern Ohio band. Guys, a couple of guys from Northern Kentucky, a couple of guys from Southern Ohio, band called ENMY. How you doing, sir?
Doing well. How about you, Ryan?
Good. Now, we've played your guys' music a little bit before. We've had Michael in the Green Room in the past, so our listeners probably maybe a little bit familiar with you guys. We were on a whole other dial the last time I talked to Michael. We're on our home dial now of 92.7, which reaches further in the area. So hopefully it's more ears on, music that you guys and a whole lot of other bands are putting out. So like I told you, the Ledge is the new one from you guys. We're gonna have the Artist Spotlight on Monday for everybody. New on Q next weekend. And before we even dive into the song, like what you want to share about it, you guys were part of some previews of SummerSlam, which is pretty. So how does that process work, and your feelings of being part of one of the biggest, PLEs and for the WWE?
So, with our record label Fixed, we it was all part of the process of onboarding and working with them, recording new music. They're like, hey, we have to have you sign this over, so we can put it up for licensing. So the first time that we had a song featured on WWE, we've had a few featured now. We didn't even know that it was going to be on there. So it was just it's kind of like a bank that these companies can sign up for. So they have a list of music that they can use in their production. And yeah, the first time one of our fans heard it, and they're like, you guys were just on WWE, and we had no idea. So yeah, we were all kind of freaking out about that. And yeah, every time that they feature us, whoever's doing it, thank you. Keep doing it, please. But yeah, it was every time it's I don't know, it's like a shot of adrenaline. It's like, oh, it's the real deal. It's on there right now. So it's pretty cool.
What, like you said, you guys have WWE's grabbed some stuff from you guys before. I think you've been involved in a couple video games. You guys have had music on soundtracks for video games. Is there a video game out there right now? I don't know if you guys, or any guys in the band are gamers or wrestling fans just overall, but is there a video game where you're like, man, dude, we'd love to have our music featured on this game?
I'm not sure. I mean, we've had it featured on WWE, and then we had one company reach out to us, Laced Audio, and that was before we got signed to Fixed. They reached out to us and they were like, hey, we heard you on Spotify playlists. We'd love to have you write an original song for one of our games. So we wrote a song for Blood Hunt. It was this online battle royale, vampire themed game. And we were like, man, this is really cool. But yeah, I mean, we're open to pretty much anything. Yeah, I mean, Mike and I game a lot more than Dave and Trevor, but I just kind of go with the flow. Whatever my friends are hopping on, I'm trying to get it. Just as long as it's not too expensive, you know what I mean? Like $70 and $80 games, I'm like, I don't know. We can just play some of the old stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like PS5 games are $70. I'm like a big Assassin's Creed fan, so I've waited until some of the games have gone down in price. I'm thrilled that NCAA football is back. I told you I'm originally an Ohio guy, so I'm a big Buckeyes fan. So getting to play with Ohio State again, but it's I think it was 2 weeks after it came out. It's hey, it's discounted for 30% off. That I had $10 in credits, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna save some money here by doing that. So I'm with you, dude. They're expensive, but some of your favorite video games, just overall.
Yeah. Well, one of the first ones that I heard placements on, that I actually was like, all right, who is this band? I have to look them up, was Dirt Showdown. It's like a racing game, but it has Demolition Derby and King of the Hill. It's just all car based, which for me, back in the day, Twisted Metal 3 was one of my top tier games. I love playing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dirt Showdown, I mean, for features of other games that we could be in, I did hear Funeral for a Friend on one of the, I don't know if it was NFL or FIFA, one of those. I mean, that's awesome that they give bands that kind of platform to have their stuff in front of such a wide audience. So one of those would be cool. I don't know if college football, one of my friends plays a lot of college football. So I I don't know if they feature bands like that if they have the rights to, but yeah, that would be cool as well.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of fight songs on this one. It's a lot of fight songs on this one. And then I think Madden. I haven't bought Madden this year, but I think Madden is back to putting like rock bands on again, because that's how I found bands like Earshot is how I found out about them. Like Madden 2005, Under Oath being on there at one point. It was just like, and I think they went back to rock bands this year on Madden, at least some of it. So, but yeah, it's cool being able to find bands that way as well. I'd something I really missed years later when they started taking those away. But dude, it's awesome. And you guys have had, obviously WWE is massive. The amount of ears that get on that. Any video game in general getting on. I mean, it's it's the ears on it as well. But like I told you, the Ledge, it's the track that WWE is featured. We're featuring it on Monday. Stations across the country have played it. What do you want our audience to know about this song?
The Ledge. So when I was working on that one, I was actually working on that and the Cure. So like both of those were kind of like mental health songs. The Cure was like about anxiety, and dealing with that, and just kind of like almost being defeated by it. And then the Ledge was kind of like my struggles with ADHD and anxiety all kind of bottled into one. So you can hear that in some of the lyrics, but I feel like it's it's kind of one that anybody can identify with, because it's like, we deal with so much stuff coming at us all the time that we just kind of have to make the best of it. And it's like, oh yeah, I feel like everything's on track, everything's like going in a good direction, and then like life has a way of throwing curveballs and like throwing you off track again. And you're like, man, like I guess I should just accept that this is part of it. Like there's always going to be that chaos, that just like not having control of anything. I'm just like, okay, well, here we go. Like knowing that something's going to go wrong.
I was being prepared for it. Where'd you guys film the video? Because that looks like you guys are like in an old church. So where'd you guys film that?
So our videographer, Will Story, he recommended a spot. He was like, oh yeah, we should do it in this church. It's like a church chapel. There's like outside, there's a graveyard, and it's Castle Morningstar. It's in Dayton. And like he sent some pictures over, and we're like, dude, this is sick. He was like, yeah, we're gonna put some lights outside. They're gonna be shining in. But yeah, and so I think we had played a show the day before that, up in Dayton, and yeah, he was like, oh, it's gonna be in this spot. It'll be great. And we're like, well, it's it's like 29 degrees outside, so it's at least gonna be warm. So we had a space heater, and it was like one of those construction ones that was like gas powered or diesel powered or whatever. And we tried using that, and we're like, I feel like everybody, like, I'm getting lightheaded. Is anybody else? And they're like, yeah, I didn't know if it was just me. So we were like, all right, we got to shut it off. And he was like, actually, it might be cool to like see your breath, like in some of the photos. So if you look really close, or some of the videos, so if you look really close, you can see that it is indeed that cold. But yeah, it was a super cool spot. And we just kind of let him have a little bit of creative control. He was like, oh yeah, I want you to write some words from the song in this book. And then you're going to be tearing the pages out. And then we didn't know until like it was that section of the song with the guitar solo that we're going to be like, so we're like all behind the camera, and we have got like stacks of paper, and we're throwing them into the air as Mike's playing his solo. So I feel like the video turned out really cool. So
I'll have to go back and watch again, because I didn't pick up on the breath. I didn't that first time. Now I'm gonna have to go back and watch it here again. So you mentioned it's like below freezing. When did you guys film this then? Like how long you guys been sitting on this?
I want to say that was December maybe.
Oh wow, okay.
Somewhere around there. So yeah. Yeah, it's funny how like the timelines work with some of that stuff. It's just like, oh yeah, I want this to be out right now. And you have to adhere to the timelines and release dates and all of that stuff. So
yeah, so I've been sitting on it for a while. So yeah, we'll have it linked. Like I told you, Artist Spotlight. Man, we'd like to post stuff on there. We do blogs on each band. This interview we'll have posted everywhere as well for people. WQLZ.com everywhere if you want more info on stuff. It'll all be over there. You guys have Louder Than Life coming up as well. That is here. I know we're almost halfway through September already, which is kind of wild to think about. You guys have Louder Than Life, and week and a half, the excitement, the thrills, the feelings of getting to play one of the biggest festivals in the country.
Yeah. Again, with the timelines and everything, we found out like early on in the year, we're like, we can't tell anybody until like this date. We're like, oh my gosh, we have to be tight-lipped for that long. But yeah, our guitarist actually found out about it first, and he was going to let everybody know and do like a video recording, like a recording of the call, just to see like everybody's reactions. And we're like, dude, this is so sick. Can't wait to play it. Like we just went to it last year just to like hang out and see how like everything went. And just like being there as fans was cool. So yeah, little did we know that in 1 year we would be playing it. I mean, we've been together as a band for like 5 years, coming on 6 now, but yeah, it's insane. Like, I don't even think that we'll fully like wrap our minds around it until the day of, and we're like walking up and seeing all the stage crew setting things up and getting everything ready. And that's just kind of how it is when you're playing live music. You're like, all right, I'm at the venue, like the blood's pumping, you're getting ready, and it's like, I just want everybody that is showing up for us to have a good time and enjoy it. So
yeah. Now Louisville's about 4.5 hours away from us here. I know we have some listeners that travel out too. What day you guys playing? You know what time? You know that off the top of your head?
Yeah, we're playing on Sunday, 12:10 on the Big Bourbon Bar stage. So I actually went to the Chevelle show last night.
Nice.
In Cincinnati, and was hanging out with some people there, and they're like, what stage are you playing? And one of my brother-in-law, actually, he does a lot of promoting. So he works with like Danny Wimmer. So he's like posting flyers all the time about shows, and he's like, oh, it's this stage at this time. Like he knew right off the bat. Like I was like, oh, okay, well, you just take over. You tell him what's going on.
That's awesome. Well, congrats to you. Like you said, man, 5 going on 6 years as a band. You know, you get to experience as fans last year. You mentioned you find out early on in the year. Is there at some point where you kind of forget that you're doing it, and it's like, okay, well, I've almost, it's in the back of your mind, and does it get to a point where like, all right, I've kind of forgot like that we're doing this? Then you kind of avoid not spilling the beans to anybody. Like, do you forget about it, or is it just in your mind the entire time? Like, I need to tell somebody about this.
Yeah. Obviously told my family, but that's I was like, don't post anything. Like and that's just for like, regular scheduling with family type stuff. I'm like, we don't have anything going on in September, right? Nobody's birthdays or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a tough secret to keep for sure. And yeah, I think we do have those moments of like realization, like, oh, this is real. Like we'll message in the group chat, like, we're playing Louder Than Life this year. Like, that's crazy. So, it's one of those things where it's like, you think about it and you're excited, you're anxious, and you're like, it can't get here soon enough.
Yeah. I don't know. That's awesome. Again, man, that Sunday, 12:10 is when you guys are playing Bourbon Stage. So if you're heading from Springfield over to Louder Than Life, go check the guys out. What kind of the rest of this year look like for you guys? Obviously, the Ledge is out. I think you guys put out an extended version of your debut record last year. Kind of what's the rest of this year look like when it comes to music, or what are you able to share? Kind of what it looks like going ahead.
Yeah. Right now we're just working on new stuff. We should be getting into the studio fairly soon. Working on new material. And then after Louder Than Life, I think we might have something in the works as far as shows go. But obviously, like with like radius clauses and stuff like that, we can't play anything within 300 miles. So yeah, we have to wait on that. But yeah, I'm stoked about what the future holds. And right now we've got the Ledge on a bunch of different radio stations, which is sick. So I'll see updates on like Instagram and Facebook. I'm like, I didn't know that we were being played out there, or So yeah, it's cool. It's surprises every day. But yeah, definitely looking forward to Louder Than Life. Like the lineup this year is stacked. Like it's so good. There's so well, at least for me, like there's a
Mhm.
lot of bands that I'm excited to see. We've got some interviews lined up that day in the media tent. Um, so hopefully my phone isn't blowing up too much that day with people like, "Hey, I'm still here. Like, where are you guys at?"
Yeah,
So I'm like anticipating that, but I'm also like, um, definitely want to see Bring Me the Horizon at the end of the day. So that'll be my first time seeing them live.
nice. Are you guys going for all 4 days then, or just that day?
Um, it's kind of been up in the air. One of my friends works in construction or the production side of things. So he's like setting up the PAs and the stages. He's down there for Bourbon and Beyond right now. And then right after that, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm staying down there for like the whole month." Um, so he's down there for Bourbon and Beyond, and then setting up for Louder Than Life. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna try to get there Friday, Saturday, but it is one of those things that it's like, you know, I don't want to burn myself out and be like exhausted trying
Yeah,
to go from stage to stage and like, because that's just how it is. Like back in the day when I was going to Warp Tour, it was an all day affair. So it was like you wake up, you get there at 9 a.m. and you're there from sun up until sundown and then making plans to get food afterwards. So I'm going to try to make it for Friday and Saturday. There's bands that I want to see both days. Um, and then hanging out on Sunday, playing in the morning, and then try and stay the rest of the night. So
there you go. It's awesome. One thing that you mentioned, I want to ask you about again. You mentioned like you're going on Instagram, you're seeing this station play you guys, you're being tagged in this. So like you've been able to soak kind of a lot of this in. Then like you've been able to kind of like look and say this. You've been able to enjoy that experience at least, even if it's surprising to you. You've been able to kind of take it all in.
yeah, for sure, it's cool to see the outpouring of support and love for the group because we've been at it for a while, and it's
Mhm.
cool to see the fruits of your labor. So
Yeah. Now, I had this question from Michael when he was on here a couple years ago, and since you're new to this, I get to ask you this as well. So I'm a big album guy still. I still like getting a physical CD when I can. I like asking bands like, even though your band has now been on twice here in interviews, but Brady, you weren't on last time, so I got to bug you with this now. Some of your favorite no skip albums, some of your favorite complete albums.
oh man, that's a tough one. um
Doesn't have to be one.
like
You can throw out multiple, like from start to finish, the albums you put on that you're not skipping any songs on.
um I mean, there are a few like Bring Me the Horizon albums that I like. The first one that came to mind for like albums that I listened to from front to back um, was from the band Tesseract.
Okay.
Um, and it's like, so I do a lot of graphic design, um, and it's one of those that I can like put on and I'll listen from front to back. Um, just because it's like it's a good mix of like when you want to like get in and listen to the lyrics and listen to like the vocals, it's cool. But there's also like sections where it's kind of more ethereal, more ambient, and it's like just easy listening type stuff. Um, and I know this is might be sacrilegious, but I've been listening to a lot of uh, like YouTube videos of like live streams from Skrillex and Fred again. Um, so yeah, I'm kind of all across the board, which is cool because we had that. We got to do a feature with Toronto is Broken. He remixed one of our songs off of our first album, and it's just cool to like have those two genres meet up. Um, so he did a drum and bass remix of that, so it was pretty cool. Um, but yeah, I mean, full albums. That's a tough one right off the bat. Feel like I gave two good answers,
Yeah.
but like Alkaline Trio, Good Morning, um, or like rock stuff.
I mean, it can be anything. It's your list. It can be anything. I mean, if you want to throw a few more out there, you're good. If you want to end there,
Yeah,
you're fine
no,
as well.
I'm just kind of like all across the board. Like any of the Amberlin albums.
Okay.
So yeah,
There you go. Nice. Awesome. Well, good, man. I know, like you just said, you guys have a lot of stuff coming up. There'll be some more new music on the way. You guys are doing more writing. Louder Than Life is on the way. Everybody wants to follow you guys. Website, socials. People want to follow along with what you guys are doing. Where can everybody find you?
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram, Facebook. Our handle on Instagram is Enemy Music, ENMY Music. Yeah, and as you can find all of our other social links through either one of those. So it's ENMY. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to making new fans and meeting new people. Ran into some people last night at the Chevelle show that were wearing our stuff. So like,
Nice.
it's always a cool feeling to like have that kind of support when you go out and you're like, you know, you don't have to work as hard because other people are like promoting your stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like going up and talking to people that are wearing our shirts, like and one of my friend Dylan actually messaged me earlier and he was like, dude, you go to so many concerts. I'm like, that's just, I have to. So I mean, I'm there to promote the band, but it's also like I want to hear new music. I want to be inspired. So I'm out there talking to people and soaking it all in. So oh, and I can't forget like any of the Breaking Benjamin or
There you
Linkin Park albums. Like I had to throw that in there. I'm like, you're like, okay, we're gonna move on to the next thing. I'm like, oh no, I can't forget those.
Dude, it's usually what happens. I ask that question, and then sometimes people at the end they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, can I throw more in?" It's like, absolutely, feel free to throw more on in. So people always think of some more, but like I said, Brady, we're excited to get you guys on Monday, 8:30, 1:30, 7:30 Central Time. If you live in the Eastern Time Zone, just add an hour. You're all good to go with the Ledge on your spotlight. We'll get you guys on a new on Q next week to highlight new music, local Midwest bands, and everything out there. So, Brady, appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it.